Hello, sir.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay, fine, that's good. So, hello, viewers. Here we have Mentors&MINT show with Oluwida Benson. And here we have on our Brandchat every Wednesday episode. And today I have with me a statistics correction. So, a data entry specialist who is now currently practicing as a landed property consultant. And currently the founder and the chief executive officer of Glogic Properties. Okay, who is currently the founder and the chief executive officer, pardon me for the error, who is currently the founder and the chief executive officer of Glogic Properties and Investment Limited. Is in person of Gabriel Ighodalo Akindele. So,
Yes.
Gabriel, you're welcome today.
Yes,
It's
sir.
good to have you here.
Thank
you so much.
It's my pleasure to be here. Yes, sir.
All right. And viewers, you're also welcome. It's good to have you around again today. So, Gabriel, tell me, you are a statistician, a certified statistician, and a data entry specialist. So, what's the transition? How did you come about property investment consultancy? Can you just give us a little background about that?
Okay, thank you, sir. Nice to be on your platform. I had my first degree in the Abruzali University. So that's where I had my first degree, where I majored in statistics. So I actually studied statistics. So then thereafter, after my NYC, I had a couple of work experiences. Mostly, they are marketing and sales experiences. So it is from there I developed the passion for the real estate. So it was few years after working in those establishments that I joined the real estate. Though I still have some trainings, I did some trainings, I did some medicine seminars. So with my marketing and sales skills and experiences. So that was how I joined the real estate industry. And that was back then in the 2000 and see, that should be 2011.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. That's all right. Now you have a structure and you have a company, and of course you've been making profit. You must have been brokeraging one or two deals and stuff like that. And now, what has been the experience so far? Being in the landed property consultancy business, what has been your experience so far?
I have had a couple of experiences as a real estate consultant. The challenges, the wins, the gains, the losses, they are huge.
Can you tell us about the losses? And now we are trying to prevent it.
You meet people, I have met a lot of people, clients, met different people, vendors, seller. I have relations with a couple of real estate companies which I partner with. So I have had a lot of experiences. So over the years.
Yes, I understand you've had a lot of experience, but I'm saying, how have you been able to conquer the one that was challenging? Of course, you must have had some win. There must have been a way you've been able to also win over those the ones you were able to conclude, and you make some good profit and you were able to smile to the bank. Now, there would have also been some challenges on that too, and including those that were unable to seal up to the extent of smiling to the bank. How have you been able to manage those challenges? And what are you doing to ensure that you're getting better in the business, in the endeavor, day after day, and then you can reduce the failed transactions to get more win?
Yes, sir. The real estate industry is not an exception. Just like every other businesses, they face their own challenges. So the real estate industry is not exempted from these challenges. From economic challenges to governmental challenges. The taxes are there, then the clients, the vendors. The challenges are just too numerous. But one thing is that even some of the challenges even led to like maybe issues that later result into this police station, because you know as a property consultant, so some of the these properties does not belong to me or belong to the company. I am like a middle person. Then we negotiate on behalf of the buyer and the seller. There are some properties that after selling it, the families that own the property can just come up and say, okay, this property that it does not belong to this family, it belongs to another DC family. Then we now proceed to court. Some of them led to police cases. So the challenges were just much, and there are some other these challenges too that arise from the relationship or doing business with fellow realtors, with fellow property consultants. So there
Okay,
are challenges
let's
in that side too.
okay, let's come down to the challenges of you selling a property to someone, and then um, maybe your client who has given you the brief to sell the property, and after selling the property, or after getting a buyer, and the buyer has paid, the deal has been filled, and then issues crop up from another family coming down, coming up to say that, oh no, maybe you didn't buy from the right person or from the right family and stuff like that. Now, what are you doing? What are you doing to ensure that such things does not become recurrent? Don't you take off some statutory precautions when you are taking up a brief and when you are also introducing a client?
That is where the due diligence comes in. So that is where the legal expertise comes in. So over the years I have tried to involve this the legal professionals and the estate surveyors. I have tried to employ their services in to tackle issues like that, and I have and we are receiving results.
Okay. Now, can I ask you this? How transparent have you been to your clients? Either to those who are giving you the brief, who are the owners of property to sell, and either to those who are coming to buy. How transparent have you been so far? Or have you been transparent enough in your transactions?
The mission of Glogic Properties and Investment Limited is to deliver value added services through honor, trust, partnership, and technical tools. So, and I uphold this mission. I make sure that I uphold it in order to deliver the value added services to our clients, and that has been helping me. That has been helping us.
Okay, I was just about to add that what's your brand core values and what are your plans to making your service better? So maybe you just mentioned some of your brand core value and maybe you want to expatiate more on that. So you
Okay.
have the
So,
floor.
let me just start with the company goal. So the company goal is to help build wealth through real estate. Is to help our clients. Is to help people to build wealth through the real estate. So that is our goal at Glogic Properties and Investment Limited. Then our this vision is to take the real estate industry, real estate business into new horizons. So we are working assiduously concerning that. I am working assiduously concerning that in order to make sure that we take the real estate business into new horizons. Then coming back to the mission is to deliver, just like what I said earlier. The mission is to deliver value added services through honor, trust, because when you are dealing with people, you just have to be open. You just have to make sure that trust is just number one thing that most clients are just after. So when they trust you, forget it. If they can trust you with 1 million naira, they can. If they can trust you with 100,000, they can trust you with 500,000. then from there to 1 million, then from there to 10 million, from there to 100 million, goes on and on like that. So trust is a core thing in this our real estate business. So and we uphold that. I try to uphold that and to make sure that I work with that.
Okay, okay, okay. Now, but there's something very germane that we also need to look at here. You talked about the fact that maybe on one or two occasions you've had issues where you have to sell a property to someone. You got the brief, from the owner, the supposed owner, and you sold the property. And then, of course, the buyer paid and everything was sealed and done. And then probably some people sold all from somewhere, also trying to claim ownership on the property and stuff like that. Now, when issues like that arises, or you have had experiences like that, that issues like that that has arisen, and possibly, of course, you must be doing so many things to be able to guide things that happen in the future. But I want to ask you now, adventure such happens again, and even with those that such has happened to, what's your customer initiative? How do you ensure that you guide and compensate any client, any customer that comes your way in a way that if they are not satisfied with a particular transaction, you can either compensate them or put them in a situation in which they will be able to come back and that relationship will continue. Because you know what customers want, what clients want. Like you said, they want trust. But above trust, every client and customer wants to be satisfied with whatever services they are buying. And if they are not satisfied, maybe due to one omission or the other, they want an assurance in which they can be rest assured that, okay, this thing can be corrected, or future purposes it will not happen again, or they know that one way or the other they will be compensated. So what's your plan towards that?
I think I have answered this question earlier. You asked me how are we going to make sure that issues does not arise, or maybe we do not have much this problem in our dealings with clients, with our customers. I have answered that one earlier, and I said that I have made sure that we employ that we get the services of a lawyer, so that before we proceed in any this transaction, the lawyer must have done some due diligence. Even we employ the services of the surveyors too, so they must have done some due diligence. Because if they are not doing that, it will affect the transaction, it will affect the DC business, and then one will continue to have issues with a client. In order to make sure that this does not arise again, and is not so we have done our due diligence in order to make sure that we are free from issues like that. Then I partner with different real estate companies, big real estate organizations that are well known, that are household name, and then that are well this is structured. So I make sure that by the time we market, or by the time we partner with them, we make sure that the products are also that we not later give our clients issues.
Okay, that's all right. So basically, you're talking about due diligence being done before the service is rendered, so that
Yes.
clients or customers can be guaranteed of their safety, the safety of their investment, and safety of their interest at the end of the day. So, but the other thing to it is this: in the situation where customers have a particular interest on a particular property, and you don't seem to feel that property is good enough for it. Take, for instance, maybe a client just contacts you and say, look, I want to buy property in Lagos. Can you get me a property in Lagos, or I saw a property somewhere and I want you to go around and check and see if this is a good property for us to buy. Now, what do you do in a situation where a client is bent on buying a particular property and you feel it's not safe, and yet you don't want to lose that client? What do you do to, how do you manage that situation with your client? And at the end of the day, your client will go home happy and you also go home happy.
Like before we proceed in any kind of this transaction, I normally talk to my clients. I ask them, what is your budget? there are some cases that some of these clients will have a particular this budget, and they will just look for a particular product that suits or that tailored with their this budget. And then while there are some that they don't actually have a budget or even make a request for this property, because we market these properties to them. We market to them maybe duplexes for sale, like all these luxury houses in Lagos, in Gbagada, in Obudu, in Ajah, in Lekki, some in Ariko, some in Magboro. So we market all these things to them. Okay, if it is within their capacity, okay, they will say, okay, I think I am interested in this. If they are not, they will say, okay, that's this they are not. So I just make sure that I work with budget of clients depending on the level of clients. You know, we have different we have different types of clients, and we have different this cadre of clients. And then while there are some that will tell you, okay, that I don't mind, get me this and this in this area, that I don't mind the amount, that they have an open that they have an open budget. So there are some cases like the one you said, what, how far have I gone or how far my company has gone to make sure that, okay, if after finding out that this that has issues, this property is not genuine, and I did not want my client to move forward, I will simply open up. I will simply open up and say, okay, there is this information that I get about this property. It has this issue, it has that issue. Why not talk to your lawyer? Why not bring in your lawyer? Why not take a look at this and this?
Okay, that's all right. That's okay. Now, in the property business, you've been there for like about 7 years now, if I'm not mistaken. And so you must have made some exploits.
For like more than 10 years now.
Oh, okay, for like 10 years now. Okay, that's okay. Now, is there anything you are doing differently from other property consultants that makes clients want to patronize you? Is there anything you're doing differently, or is there any services that you are like an added service, your own maybe unique selling point that will always interest?
Okay, sir. I, as a person in this property, in this real estate business, I am still evolving. I am not.
Okay, thank you so much, Gabriel Igudalo, the Chief Executive Officer of
Thanks.